Hi friends, welcome back to Texas Family Life. My name is Kristy. I'm a mama of 7 with baby number 8 on the way. So when y'all last saw me, I had a very hard time going on. The car wasn't working. I wasn't able to find care for this baby I'm pregnant with. My mom was about to have surgery. It was just kind of like one thing after the other. But someone on here mentioned about getting a midwife to do their prenatal care, and then transferring to a hospital, which it never crossed my mind that was something that was even an option. I called a few different midwives and messaged them, emailed them, and all of them were like, oh, that's not something we do. And then someone was like, oh yeah, I think they'd be completely willing to do this. So let's go ahead and find out. And I was like, no way. But I knew that out of pocket, having a baby there costs $7,900. So I was like, how much less is prenatal care going to be? And they're like, why don't you just come on in? And normally I would call and just kind of like pick at them and be like, okay, just give me a roundabout number just so I know I'm not like wasting my time. And I was like, well, what can it hurt to just go in? Of course, my car wasn't working. So my sweet mother-in-law, Dinky ma'am, took me to my appointment. So I called them and talked to them, and they were like, just come in. And so my car broke Monday, and I posted that video Monday. Tuesday, I spoke with them, and they were like, we can see you at the beginning of August. Come in, and we'll just chat with you. And so then she ended up coming back on the phone and was like, well, actually, can you come in tomorrow? And I was like, yeah, I'll come in. So I came in, and it is so sweet. Like, those birthing centers they're filled with so much beauty. Like, there's new life coming into the world there, and I just love it. Like, it's so upbeat, and everyone was so kind. So I spoke with the midwife, and she was very kind, and she's asking me why I don't necessarily want to deliver there. And she told me she could do my prenatal care and then transfer me to a doctor that she was very good friends with. And I was like, see, another thing is I'm 20 weeks, so it's gonna be hard to find a doctor. And she's like, no, I'm certain, like, she'll take you. And she's like real sweet. The only thing she required was to be allowed to monitor the baby some while in labor, and like a hep lock, which is like an IV in your hand that's like locked off so that they can open it and stick a real IV in if they need to, but they don't have to like mess with your veins while you're in labor or whatever and try to get in there quick. It's just a quick and easy way to be like ready for an IV. So I was like, okay. And she's like, what, would you like to like have a peek at the baby? And I was like, oh, no, really? Like, that would bring such peace of mind. So have a little look-see at that. That's exciting. Oh, so that's the baby. We got to see it yesterday. So today is Friday. All this happened very quickly, and it's like, you guys said so many prayers for me. So many of you commented saying you're praying, and it was like overwhelming with how beautiful that was. Like, I cannot thank you enough for taking just the minute to say like a quick prayer for me. And my little tiny struggles are very minimal compared to so many people. And so, like, it's great to remember that, like, even in, like, trivial times, we can pray for each other, and that's okay. Like, it doesn't have to be something major. So I do appreciate your prayers, and I'm praying for all of you as well. I'm just so grateful. So the baby is perfect. It's looking really good. I told her, don't tell me the gender yet, because it wasn't, like, an official scan, and my husband wasn't there. But the baby is perfect, measuring exactly when I'm expecting the baby. So early December. She basically did an anatomy scan, but in like 5 minutes, and she kept saying, you know, like, I'm not skilled at this. This is not my, but she worked just long enough that she was able to say, like, look, here are the 4 chambers of the heart. That's a good sign. Here's a spot in the stomach that shows us like the stomach's working. You can see all of its legs and its hands and its fingers. Oh, the baby is so cute. Oh, I was so excited. It just, the excitement never stops. Like, to see finally the baby that's growing inside me. And I know like ultrasounds aren't always super necessary, but I enjoy the peace of mind seeing the baby. It's really special. I could cry, but it was really good. The head's measuring fine. Everything's good. She did say it's time to lay off the sugar, which, yeah, I have not been eating well, admittedly. And so I let myself have a good last day yesterday. Ate some treats when I got home, and I was like, tomorrow's the day. Tomorrow's the day that I'm starting. Like, it's time to eat well for the baby. And, you know, so I can be my healthiest when baby's born. I do cut back on carbs a lot. And I've noticed that when I really, truly put the effort into lowering my sugar intake, I bleed much less. So I've done I've had enough kids that like I've done my little, you know, experiments. So the first kid that I went real low on sugar with, I had 0 extra bleeding afterwards. And so that was beautiful. So like the struggle of like eating well is totally worth having a successful vaginal birth and like making sure everything goes well. So it's time to cut back on that. I need to come up with more snacky things that I can eat when I'm hungry, because I get hungry a lot. I'm a snacky kind of person. So comment below if you have any like healthy snacks, homemade things even not homemade, that you recommend. Cheese is a good one. Like meat sticks. I end up eating too many meat sticks and having a reaction to that. I think it's the phthalates. So I have to kind of be careful with that. But like, I might try to make my own beef jerky, own meat sticks, anything like sausage. I don't know. I really like meat, and that's really good for me and the baby. So anyways, that's the update of baby. Even bigger, even better. So we came to this conclusion of like, okay, it's gonna cost $500 a month. They gave me a big discount. They're like, okay, $7,900 what we usually choose. We're gonna take off a couple thousand for you if you want to birth here. And if you don't, then it's like another $1,000 less. So it was still a very pretty penny to just get prenatal care. And so that's like not counting in a hospital birth and how much that's gonna cost. So I knew in my heart, we can't do that. We saw the baby, I had peace of mind with that. And I told her, you know, I would ask my husband and call back, but we are always on the same page monetarily. Like, I don't even have to ask. I know really well what the finances are like right now. And so I was like, but I'm checking out. I'm telling him like, bye, do you need anything else for me? And my phone starts ringing, and I'm like, this is the hospitals with the midwives that I've been trying to get in touch with for 4 weeks now. So I answered, and they're like, the lady on the line had a little bit of an attitude. I'm not sure what was going on with her, but she told me, you know, all right, they're gonna see you September 3rd. Be here at 8 o'clock in the morning. And so I am in. I've got a midwife in a hospital, and I am over the moon, guys. I am so excited. So all these little blessings that like just came into play all at once, and it shows a lot that like God's timing is perfect. Like, he let me see the baby, and he's giving me a provider, and you know, it's all gonna work out. And it always does. That's the thing. Like, it always works out. You give it some time, and sometimes it's a little more time than you expect, but it always works out. So we are super excited. And the fact that the appointment's in September, like, my car will be fixed by then. It's not anything like too sudden, where I won't have transportation and everything like that. My husband's working on the car today, and God willing, it'll be fixed soon. We're thinking it's a few people said battery. I would check the battery first. There's another part that I can't say the name, solenoid. I can like see the word in my head. But so it's one of those 2 parts probably, hopefully. I even did like the reader on it, and no codes came up, because you can like plug a thing in under the dash, and it tells you a lot of times what's wrong with the car. So anyways, got a midwife, got that, and even more wonderful news. My mother's surgery went extremely well. The doctor said It is the worst neck he had seen in 20 years. I don't know if I went in explanation for you. She has arthritis and she's had headaches almost all her life, but she's always had a little bit of scoliosis. The vertebrae, I guess is what it's called, those little individual bones, they were starting to close up around her veins and around like the nerves that go from your brain to the rest of your body. And so they went in, they took a bunch out and replaced them with titanium covered cadaver ones. And so she called me right after her surgery, and she's like, they're letting me go home tomorrow. And she was saying like that her brain is already less foggy, that she's already like having an easier time thinking about things. And like, it just makes sense. Like, you're not having this proper blood flow to your brain that God created, you to have. It was diminished. And so already she's feeling so much better. And so today, like I said, is Friday. She had her surgery Wednesday, so she's already back home. So if y'all could pray that she takes it easy so that she can heal properly and that she can get better. But once again, I thank y'all for your prayers, and I am praying for all of you. I know a lot of you were able to sympathize with me and tell me that you're either going through the same thing or you've been through it. And I'm just thankful to have so many people that are honest and uplifting and encouraging, and it means the world to me. Thank you guys so much. So I hope y'all enjoyed this video. Please don't forget to like and subscribe, and I will see you again soon. I hope you have a blessed rest of your week. Bye, guys.